Yes, 39. I don't care about anything but what's going on with the people that are coming on the other strategy.
Jeff, knowing you're at a tire deficit when you're driving behind the wheel, what kind of discipline does it take for Chase Elliott and all these other teams who have not stopped to not panic and say, hey, I know this is going to pay off later?
Well, I think that's what Chase was saying. Look, the only information I want to know right now is the guys that are coming behind me on tons of speed, just keep me informed on that. You pay attention to the strategy. I'm going to make as much lap time as I can on these old tires, and it'll be what it'll be. 7 laps to go. We'll see how this shakes out.
So these two on the same strategy. This is their own private little battle here.
So let's talk about the other drivers. I mentioned the Spire drivers with the lowest car on this strategy, the 7 of Justin Haley. He is basically in the middle, exiting turn 4. Here's the race leader of Reddick entering turn 3. So about the front stretch, 6 laps. That seems like more than enough time, but remember, Haley is slipping and sliding on these tires. You see it on the bottom left on the map. That 7 car, for this strategy to pay, he can't lose a lap. Small moments in these races make a big difference. For Justin Haley, he's hoping this traffic, there he is, first car in line, that all black car. You see all this traffic? He's hoping this traffic slows down that leader of the 45.
Like the
Kyle
8.
Busch way up the racetrack. He is back in 30th. This is not the start we expected from Kyle Busch. Great speed yesterday in practice, fastest in practice, really good long run speed. But he has been going backwards. Here he is, gets into turn 3, and the car just never turns. I believe he probably got loose on point of entry and he couldn't turn it, or he would have spun it out and just had to chase it up the racetrack.
Good save nonetheless. So we're counting down the laps in this opening stage as Busch tries to regain some positions and work his way back. Tyler Reddick now has a handy 2.7 second buffer over Denny Hamlin. Does this color scheme look familiar? And the sponsor, Chumba Casino, was exactly the same scheme as what his teammate Bubba Wallace won the Brickyard 400 in. Maybe some of that luck rolls off here in Richmond.
Well, I don't call it luck, I call it performance. And it's the repeat performance of a year ago where he ended up winning this race. Austin Dillon was running 14th, qualified outside the top 10, settled in, clicked some laps off. Between strategy, execution, and pit stop, Austin Dillon up to 4th. That's a big win in stage 1 as you see the battle for second heating up between owner and driver, the 11 and Bubba Wallace.
2311 cars are performing great tonight as Hamlin is pressuring Wallace, so it's the teammates. First and second. 1 lap to go in this opening stage, presented by Credit One Bank. Started second, ran at the front. Priest kind of got an early advantage. Tyler Reddick and Denny Hamlin were on the same strategy. He came in. He was able to leapfrog AJ Allmendinger, who was running second early on. And then once Tyler Reddick got past one of his co-owners, he did not look back. And there it is. Stage 1 goes to the driver from 2311, Tyler Reddick. Second stage win this year.
Where did Mo Wallace come from? Where did you see him?
So there was enough that transpired in that opening stage to give us plenty to chew on and think about for the upcoming stages in this 300-mile, 400-lap Cookout 400.
Wave of momentum for Bubba Wallace and this team coming in. You see at the top of your screen, he's at 3 in, half a number tight in the center. Could be better there, but don't touch my entry. Sliding air pressure on the jack, Marty.
Handling-wise, Denny Hamlin said he's way too free on exit, and they have to come back to the right side to jack it up again for Denny Hamlin. The bigger issue, Dave, for Denny Hamlin, he thinks he has right rear toe damage from contact with the wall.
Only second stage win of the year for Tyler Reddick comes at a good time. They're very weak on stage points, heading for the playoffs. Good stop for them. Look who's going to beat him off pit road, his teammate.
Both the 2311 cars, really slick work. It was close there when Reddick left his pit box with Ricky Stenhouse. But it was Ryan Preece, the pole sitter for just the second time in his career, who led the majority of that opening stage. Will that extra set of tyres come in handy later? What a sight that is, Richmond Raceway. Just the single race this year, and the fans have shown up in force to enjoy a night under the lights. So, while we're in this break, between stages 1 and 2, while we're in the break, 2 drivers received penalties. Denny Hamlin, Ryan Preece.
Denny Hamlin had a bad pit stop and then had an issue, but I think actually the penalty on Priest is the 16 of Allmendinger. We're going to get clarification from NASCAR.
16-1-6.
You know, the old 60, 16 sounds the same. So it's the 1-6 of Allmendinger. So here's the 11. They had a bad pit stop. Now the speeding penalty kind of takes it away, but this still is an emotional kind of, you know, just gives you a heartache. Now listen, they dropped the jack right rear not on. We've seen this a million times. Now good job and good recovery to go back and jack it up, but it was absolutely going to hurt. But then in the 11 had a speeding penalty after that, so that was the penalty. You see the pit crew though, they don't care about speeding. They're frustrated that they had a slow stop. They know that they are expected to perform better, and they expect themselves to perform better.
So just to come back for that penalty on AJ Allmendinger's 16 team vehicle in